Welcome, everyone, to Every Woman Empowered's Chit Chat. And I am your host, Shauna J. Cerniak, the founder of Every Woman Empowered. And alongside are my co-hosts,
Jani Galarno, international artist and resident artist for Every Woman Empowered.
Mila Chanu, certified laughter yoga instructor, happiness ambassador for Every Woman Empowered, and sitting in front of Betty White's Hall of Fame star, or Walk of Fame star.
And
so funny.
Our special guest today is Kiersten Mikelas, who is Betty White's executive assistant. Welcome, Kiersten.
Hi ladies. Hello. Thanks for having me.
Oh, so excited to have you. You know, gotta tell you, you have an incredible job. I'm sure that a lot of people wish that they could be in. And you have some amazing stories to tell about your experiences. And I'm really excited today to have you on the show. So thank you so much for being on the show today.
Oh, thank you. No, I'm honored. This is exciting for me. I'm usually behind the camera, so this is fun.
It's about you. It's all about you.
Yeah, Kiersten, I want to know, what was life before Betty like for you? How did you get to this point in your career?
Oh, it's a long story, but I mean, I have worked for some other VIPs and high-profile people in the entertainment industry. In New York, I worked for Vera Wang for a while, the fashion designer, and I worked for Martin Scorsese for a little bit, and some well-known producers and things in commercial theater, Broadway theater. I moved out to LA, and I sort of got the reputation for being the fill-in if an assistant was going on maternity leave, because I could learn things really quickly. So I covered for Ed McMahon assistant. I worked for Gale Ann Hurd for a while, just in temporary assignments. And then I got married and I had a baby, and my husband at the time was also in the entertainment industry, and one of us needed to be stable. So I went to grad school and got a master's degree to be a therapist. So I happened to be home with my son at the time. He was a year old, and a friend of mine actually got hired to work for Betty. It was right around the time where she kind of just launched into pop culture, the Snickers commercial. And she had an assistant who had been with her for many, many, many years and was actually ready to retire. And when Betty just kind of blew up and things took off, she was really ready to retire. It just got to be a lot. So my friend got hired, and about a month after she got hired, she called me and said, "What are you doing?" And I said, "I'm looking for a job as a therapist." And she said, "Well, do you not want to be a therapist and come work for Betty White?" And so, of course, how do you say no to that? And the funny thing is, she said, "You'll probably never even meet her. Like, you'll just run the errands. You can take your baby. It's the perfect job for you right now." And a month later, we were traveling with Betty to New York City and to Columbus, to the zoo, and to Arizona for board meetings for her charities. So it was never just picking up the mail. It all took off. And now it's just me. So for the last couple of years.
Wow. When you first mentioned that you were maternity fill-in, I thought you were going to share a little secret about Betty White that, you know, she...
Betty loves animals, not so much children.
Here.
I wish I had something ready to say. No secrets there. She has stepchildren, but she is a mother to all the animals on the planet, I would say. That's where her heart is.
For sure.
That's pretty sweet. I mean,
Yeah.
when you think about it, like, really, that's just adorable. So, like, what is it really like being the assistant to an icon like Betty White? Like, wow.
It is pinch-worthy on a daily basis, because she is the most down-to-earth and wonderful and real person that you could imagine, and yet she's an icon. So she's a national treasure, a global treasure, and yet she is exactly everything that you think she would be. So the pressure that I feel, you know, during COVID times and everything, is I see the posts on Twitter and Facebook where everybody's like, somebody better be protecting Betty White. And I feel like, oh my gosh, yes, okay, I'm going to wrap her in bubble wrap. And I tell her that all the time. I'm like, I need to wrap you in bubble wrap, because if something happens to you, the entire social media world is going to come down on me. So we just have to, you know, it's all about me. So, and she's very cooperative because she doesn't want me to be in trouble. So.
Well, you know what you got to do, Kiersten, is you got to go ahead and wrap her up in bubble wrap and take pictures and show the world. Betty White's, you know, we got her taken care of. We're looking after her. So she's
exactly. She's good though, everybody. She's good. I can tell you. She's doing okay. Yes, 100%. That's why it was funny when the guy started, like a couple years ago, for her to be on SNL and started that Facebook, you know, like a post or a poll or whatever to get her on. And then the same thing happened years later with Protect Betty White when COVID happened. And you can't imagine, like, people, like all my friends were like, is she okay? I'm like, there's already somebody doing that job, everybody. I'm trying my best. Yeah. So, but she's good. She's good. We're all good.
So
she's going to outlive all of us. I have no doubt. Like, yes.
Exactly. So obviously you have to have, you know, certain skills to bring to the table to do what you do, and to be who you are, and to have achieved so much, you know, in a short period of time working with all these celebrities. So tell me, what's some skills that you bring to the table that you know, that you provide for your job?
So I think in general, working for high profile people who are just super busy people, you kind of have to have a thick skin, not necessarily because of your boss, because, you know,
the industry
doesn't have a mean bone in her body, but you have to be able to challenge other people's expectations or wants and desires when they go against kind of what the best thing is for your boss. Maybe some diplomacy. I tend to be pretty organized, and the way that my brain works is I always have a plan A, but then I always like have a plan all the way down to Z in the back of my mind, because things are always changing, right? So you can plan an event and think it's going to come here, she's going to come here, we're going to do this, and then you get there and it's never that way. So it's being able to plan, but also being able to adjust in the moment, and not letting the person that you're taking care of or that you're working for think that, you know, there's never any problem, like it's all good, you know. So I think I'm good in a crisis, I would say. So that's my skill.
Well, like what no better crisis are we in than COVID than to have you to be the assistant for Betty White. So, you know,
it's been a crazy year. Yeah.
I can only imagine. Yes. Yeah.
I mean, we're joking about bubble wrap, but I mean, I don't want to sound morbid, but yeah, but Betty is 99. I mean, do you think about what life is going to look like after Betty for you?
Besides being terribly sad, yeah. I mean, I always tease her that, you know, I have 2 boys and the youngest is 4, and I always tell her she needs to live to be at least 125 because I have to get them through college, which she has agreed to, by the way. So I tell her every day she already promised, so she doesn't go back on a promise. Yeah, I don't know. I would love in some way to still be involved with her legacy, because I feel like she has such a legacy that should be preserved and protected and should carry on in some way, because she's done so much good, you know, for the environment and for animals. And so I would love to help with that in some way. I'm also, the thing about being an executive assistant or a personal assistant, you know, I'm aging out of the job. The young celebrities want a young kid who is available 24/7 and can, you know, do whatever and be whatever. And I have kids and I want health insurance and things like that. And it's hard. So yeah, I'm not sure. I'm hopeful that there will be something where I can help to maintain Betty's legacy. And I've just met such wonderful people involved in a lot of the charities that she's involved with. So maybe something along those lines. It'll be interesting, but it's a long, long way down the road. So I might even be retirement age by the time I have to think about it. That's what I'm holding out for.
Well, the way that she works, I mean, and has such a social life, she absolutely could live to 125. So
she has the best work ethic of anybody that I have ever been around. She's on time, she's punctual, she knows her job, she knows what she's supposed to do, and she's so kind to absolutely everybody, like top down, bottom up, like she's such a fantastic role model. I mean, I completely understand why people all over the world love her, because she is all of the things that everyone loves about her. She absolutely is. She is in real life every day. It's amazing.
That's exactly what you said in the Betty White documentary, that she has just such a strong work ethic and it makes others around her want to work harder. What are some of the other life lessons she's taught you?
That there's always a silver lining. She always looks for the positive in everything. And interestingly enough, I have gone through several life-changing things while working for her. I got divorced. Well, I've been working with her. My father passed away while I've been working with her. I had a child on my own. I decided to have a baby so my son would have a sibling. And she's just so supportive. Whether or not she agrees with things, I don't know. But she's so supportive and positive. And the way that she can just hold space for people is pretty amazing. She just opens her heart in a way that is so very, very rare. So that's, I try to keep in mind the way that she treats people. She's not judgmental. She meets people where they are. She is grateful. Gratitude is such a huge thing. She doesn't take anything for granted, any of her success or anything. Like she's truly, truly grateful every single day. And she makes it so easy to work for her or work with her. Everybody wants to make Betty White happy. So I sort of have the easiest job ever. I mean, I can't complain.
What a treasure.
Yeah.
Truly what a treasure, right?
She is. So cool. Absolutely. Yes. So cool.
Tell us something special about your job that most people have no idea you can do.
What can I tell you? So Betty's really... her schedule, super important to her. She keeps her little book, and just every day we make a point, she has her little space in her den where she does her letters and things. And so we have dry erase boards there that show her today's schedule, the current day, and the next day. And the thing that we do is we all try to draw animals on this. So we all try to outdo each other with the animal drawings, because she looks for them as soon as she comes downstairs in the morning to see what animal it is. And she's very, if you miss coloring in the toes on a kitty, she'll say, honey, you should color in his toes yellow. So those are the fun things. And just all of the so cool animal experiences that I've had with her. I mean, going into the elephant barn at the LA Zoo and see her slap an elephant's tongue, and she's such an animal whisperer. We'll go someplace and they'll be like, oh, Betty, that giraffe he's so shy, he doesn't even come out to the keepers. And she'll just stand there and she'll say, come on, baby. And lo and behold, you'll see this, 10-foot giraffe come around just to Betty, to nobody else, with the head will come down right on her shoulder. It's these things that you can't even you can't even put into words. Coco and Gorilla, they were friends. Coco has since passed away, but I actually got to meet Coco one of the times that Betty went to see her, and it just, I mean, they're just life-changing moments. So those are the things that are not day-to-day personal assistant kind of stuff.
It's pretty cool.
Yes.
Very cool.
Like those
Very
are like those are moments that you're going to treasure for life, right?
Forever. Yeah.
So, you know, this year, of course, and last year, COVID comes into play. And I know we had spoken earlier that, you know, we were wanting to have Betty White on the show. And of course, with COVID, we couldn't have her because she would need her hair and her makeup. And obviously, she's in quarantine because of her age. And she's in that demographic where that is, you know, COVID's a definite concern. So, for you with COVID, how's that affected your work life and, more importantly, your home life?
Yeah, it's been tricky because, you know, I have 2 kids and school's closed down, and so I was trying to, and then you have a boss who is, you know, dependent on you for many things. So I was trying to manage, you know, my kids being home and being an assistant teacher while they were doing remote learning, and trying to figure out ways to get things to Betty that she needed or communicate in a way, you know, because she's not techie. So, you know, we don't do texting or email. Like, I really need to be in front of her. Right. And then that was a challenge because of, you know, not wanting to be going in and out of the house. And so it actually, I was more worried about her than I was about us. So, you know, I stopped going to the grocery stores and we started ordering everything to be delivered and sanitizing everything. It changed a lot, you know, and people were still wanting her to work and do things. And, you know, obviously we had to say no, because there's just no way to make it safe enough for somebody who's 99. Yeah, I mean, and who wants to take that chance? Who wants to be responsible for Betty White getting COVID? You know, nobody. So it's been a quiet year. That has been a good thing in a lot of ways and sort of a strange thing, but she now has a family of ducks that have moved into her swimming pool. And so a lot of the job is we sit at her dining room table and watch the ducks and name the ducks and talk about the ducks. And I mean, and it's brilliant and so much fun, and she's super happy. It's, you know, so she gets to be at home watching the ducks instead of, you know, she used to get up at like 4 a.m. to go to the salon before she went to work and all of these things. So it's been, I think this is the longest time that she has ever gone without actually working. So it's been a huge adjustment.
Wow.
For all of us. Yeah.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter how much bubble wrap there is in the world. You know, nobody wants to put Betty White in that predicament of COVID. So, right, absolutely, yes. People are very understanding once you point out, you know, the obvious. And they're like, oh, wait a little bit. So yeah, so yeah, she's planning. You know, we'll do something phenomenal for her 100th. Oh, can you hear me? Yes, yeah.
We'll do something for her 100th birthday. Yeah. So she'll emerge into society in a big way. Yeah. So.
Yeah, that would be amazing. 100 years. Wow. So
I know. And yeah.
What are you doing in your world that is making a difference and an impact? I would love to hear your story.
Wow. So I'm a single mom, so I don't have a lot of extra time. I should be doing more. I always feel like I should do more. But my older son actually is on the autism spectrum. And so there's a lot of learning that I have done around that, and working with his teachers and then working with other parents and trying to, you know, I'm a part of quite a few Facebook groups that offer support to people in our community, in our school, and also just a couple other moms that I know that deal with some of those challenges. So another thing that I learned from Betty, or that I have taken from her, is she always says, like, you do what you can in your little part of the world, in your little, if it's your house or your community. And that's what I can do right now, right? So that's what I'm trying to do, is just make a difference where I can, when I can. I helped foster a whole feral colony of kittens during COVID. That's something we got, and they were white kittens. So white kittens on the streets, between coyotes and everything else, they're just goners. So a friend of mine, I ended up keeping 2, but she would trap them and we would network to get them homes, and they all got homes. So that was my summer COVID project. So, it's the little things.
Absolutely. It's amazing how the little things are impacted. Like, it doesn't have to be this big, huge thing. It's about all the little things that are making a difference. You're making a difference for your son. You're making a difference for, other students. You're learning, and you're helping to also educate in ways that, that maybe other people don't know. And I think by sharing that, that's really important. And of course, you did save those kittens. So that in itself, Yeah,
and I think, I feel like COVID has been good. It's been a great time for a lot of people that I know, or maybe it's just women of a certain age, but it's been a super self-reflective time to kind of figure out, like, who you are and what you want and what matters, which then leads to going out and being in the world in those ways, right? So I feel like I've really, or maybe it's just I'm getting to the age where I'm like, all right, they always say, like, you hit your 40s and 50s and you really figure it out. And I feel like COVID has helped me do that. And so it's just, even in dealing with people, like, being more helpful, or just being more able to listen and really be present with somebody, that's, I think that's something that I've learned and worked at, being quarantined with 2 kids all day long for a year. Really have to be present in the moment, and yes.
Yeah.
And self-care.
So, Janny, you have your last question of the hour.
Okay, I got my last question.
It's a big one.
So important.
And we didn't share this with you because we just wanted to really get the true
answer.
Yes, the true answer. It's a pretty important one.
Got it. Okay.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
If you were an ice cream, what flavor would you be and why?
Ooh. So it's not what flavor I love, but what flavor I would be. I would probably be, they have this really good one. It's like an amaretto cherry something. There's a little bit of alcohol in it, for fun. And, it's a little bit sweet, but it's grown up and sort of, it requires a little bit of an acquired taste. So maybe that. So basically you're saying you might have a little alcohol in you. You're an acquired taste. You're a mature type of ice cream. I'm a mature type of ice cream. I have, like, and I've always had an old mind, like I'm an old soul, but, and I probably have alcohol in me most of the time. No, you can't have a boss that loves vodka as much as mine does and not occasionally enjoy a cocktail with her. That's all I I wouldn't be doing my job. I can't say no. If she says, honey, have a cocktail,
you gotta do what your boss says.
You gotta do, exactly. Exactly. And she does say that. She's like, I'm the boss. I'm like, all right, well, then I'm sitting over here having a cocktail.
Well, thank you so much for being on the show today. It was such a joy having you on here, and not just about hearing about Betty White, but about your life and just get to know you and how and what you've done. It's just quite miraculous. I mean,
Oh, thank you. You ladies are awesome. Yes, I'm a fan. I'm gonna be like, how fun. I want to come to Canada and meet you in person.
you know what? Come on
Absolutely.
down. We would love
Someday when, we're not all locked down.
Yes, exactly. You're always welcome here. You know, us Canadians, we are very, very, we open our homes to people, and, you're more than welcome. If you need a place to stay, you can stay at Janny's because she's got more space than I do.
All right, Jenny, I'm going to take you up on Shauna's invitation.
Okay, no problem.
Oh, thank you, ladies. This was fun.
Maybe I might have to get rid of a little bit of paint supplies because I've taken over 3 rooms in the house.
Yeah.
Oh, see what COVID does? But, at least your artistic expression is
Yes.
going full board right now. That's another positive of COVID.
It's everywhere.
So,
I was at her place, and I just looked through the doorway, and I have to tell you, it's the first time I've ever seen her dining room look so darn clean. There wasn't paint everywhere, and surfaces and brushes. I was like, I took a picture.
Nice.
I was in shock.
Oh, I love it. You gals are fun, and once this is over, if I can get Betty on, maybe we'll do it again.
Sounds great. Well, please pass on our hellos and all the best to Betty. And thank you so much for being on the show. And we wish you the best in 2021. Thanks so much.
Oh, thanks. Same to you, ladies. Take good. Stay safe. Bye-bye.
Bye.